You're listening
You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the Fresh Takes
podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Fresh Takes podcast. I'm your host, Tim, alongside my two favorite co-hosts, Tank and Pat. And boys, we got one more week.
I'm actually kind of sad that it's already this far into the season. Like we're over.
Yeah, I'm sad football is ending, but I'm also kind of excited to see what we do in the off season this year. We did a pretty interesting off season last year, and I already got some ideas cooking. Tank, I know you said you had some stuff cooking, so be waiting for that
Oh, okay. I
little
was
meeting
honestly,
we got.
wait a minute. I'm legit thinking that you're talking about the Giants, and I'm
No,
like,
no, no. I meant for us.
Oh, too.
Yeah,
I was like, what are you looking forward to?
I got some stuff cooking. Yeah, I know what free agents I want to sign.
legit. I was like, okay,
No,
sure,
I was
okay.
talking about us. Like, I look forward to our off season, see what we do. But all right,
Cool.
let's jump into it. Starting out, are we in or we out? Kevin O'Connell should win the Coach of the Year award.
I'm gonna jump first on this one if that's okay with you two. I actually say I'm in. I think he actually truly deserves it, and the reason being, I mean, he had really no quarterback because Kirk left. Um, So they went out and got JJ McCarthy. He went down, he's out. So then they had Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, I mean, we've kind of seen what he's done in the past. And I feel with that, he has taken and elevated his team. I'm not saying it's all on him because, yes, he doesn't play on the field. He's just helped coaching it. And I feel that he has put players into spots where they can thrive, and I feel like he's helping that. So I feel yes, he deserves to win Coach of the Year.
I mean, I'll lean towards that the same. The only other coach I'm really thinking at this point, I mean, there's the case for Jim Harbaugh turning around a 5-12 Chargers to make it into the playoffs and all that, but they're what 9-7 right now. So I mean, a 14-2 team over a 9-7 team makes more sense. Yeah, the Vikings came in not knowing what they were gonna do, and the defense was awful last year, and they've turned it around to be one of the top defenses this year. They started the year with no TJ Hawkinson. Aaron Jones was questionable coming off of a mediocre performance with the Packers last year. Sam Darnold hadn't really got a start in 2 years, so nobody knew how he was going to be. Everybody was expecting McCarthy. He went down. So everybody thought that this is the year that the Vikings were probably going to finish last in the division, and they have a chance next week to be first.
Yeah, man, I think they had a 6.5 win over under to start the
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
season.
was.
So, like, yeah, they've definitely outperformed. I think he's definitely up there. One, I think Dan Quinn as well. Turn
Yeah, Dan
around,
Quinn's a good one.
turn around that program. But yeah, I mean, out of everyone, I'd say O'Connell right now. Even as a massive Sirianni fan, and I feel like they face scrutiny every week, even when they win. It's just like, all right, but I would give it to KOC over him right now.
The only reason I would have put Sirianni is that I feel like they do this every year, though. They look this good every year. It's in the playoffs is when they crumble. Other than that year they went to
Yeah,
the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
I
which
agree.
who knows how they're going to look this year. I think for what right now they're slated to play Washington, and the first game against Washington they blew them out in the second half, but kept it close in the first, which Washington then started to come back. The last time they fought them, Hurts went down, so Washington won. So I don't know. That one will be a close game, I feel. But
Yes, I
say we'll get into our wild card talk next week. So all right, are we in or are we out? The Bills is the most dominant team in the AFC right now. I'm saying in because if you disregard the Patriots game, 3 out of the last 4 weeks they've put up 40 plus. I mean,
yeah,
granted, one was the Jets, and then they struggled against the Patriots.
I'm gonna
I
say they're in. I mean, like you said, they're putting up the points, but I mean, I really don't even know who else I could say is top
Baltimore.
dog
I would say
AFC.
Baltimore was the other one that I could think.
Yeah,
Baltimore and Buffalo.
Baltimore. The only other like last 3 to 4 week juggernaut, like they've been absolutely on
Oh yeah,
fire.
the last 3 4 weeks, yeah, they
Yeah,
have been. But I'm thinking like the overall season.
Yeah, but if you want to say overall season, you got to remember there was a 35-14 victory Ravens over the Bills, who they bench Josh Allen in the fourth quarter, and one of the touchdowns came from Trubisky.
yeah,
And then there was the 9-30 performance by Josh Allen against the Texans. So I don't think Lamar's had that bad of a performance this year.
No, so
And I mean,
I'm
what
iffy.
Baltimore's
I'm
gotten
honestly
like
iffy.
340 plus games this year.
yeah,
And I mean, if they didn't feel bad against the Giants, they could have put up 40 points against the Giants.
Like I said, I'm kind of iffy on this one.
Yeah, so all right, this one's kind of leaning towards last week a little bit, but what happened during the week made me put it on here, and this is mainly what I want to hear from with Tank. But last week, CD should have sat out of the Buccaneers game. You guys already got eliminated from the playoffs, and all he did was hurt his shoulder even more to make it that he couldn't finish the season, and he might have to get work done on his shoulder.
yeah.
I
But
definitely think it should have said. I mean, if we, especially like you said, we already got eliminated. I'm tired. I hate to say this because they are my team, but what has Mike McCarthy done? So why are we going to go out and now try to play our hardest to save him a job? I'm sorry. Yes, I know it looks bad on me if I would go out and just kind of slouch, but I mean, at the same time, I'm hurt. I'm injured. Why continue trying to take a chance of hurting myself even more when I can just go ahead and sit out the rest of the season? We're eliminated from the playoffs and just might as well just take it, big L.
yeah, you can't. A top receiver is a top receiver for multiple reasons. One, because of how they perform and how talented they are, but also their mindset. They want to be the best. To be the best, you got to be present. And he knows that even though they're not fighting for much, like if there's a chance he can play, he's going to play. I think ultimately it's him wanting to prove and buying into the culture that they've had the last 6 to 8 weeks where they've been on this run. And I think just him playing is a testament to how that whole team has rallied and showed some
Oh, I'm not
toughness.
saying I'm not saying that because him playing shows that he's going to bleed for Dallas kind of thing. You know what I mean? He'd go to war for Dallas, but at the same time, it's like I'm I'm injured. I don't know. I got to
Yeah,
think about
I just
my.
look at it as why would you try to hurt yourself more than what you already are instead of just taking the game off, trying to help yourself so that you aren't going to miss anything next year and hurt the team more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I got to think about my mental state, my physical ability, and stuff like that. Because who's to say that he doesn't have to go and have surgery, and now he has to miss the whole season of 2020, 2025 season. Now you're really screwed.
I don't
Yeah,
think he
you
would
got
have
a
missed
big
the whole
paycheck.
season, but
Well, okay, so this is different, but let's throw it back to a few weeks when the Dolphins were hypothetically nowhere close to playoffs and Tua was out. And why would he come back and play when he could get injured again and never play again? It's because he's an NFL player. He's gonna play if he can.
Well, I mean, you can't put a hypothetically on there when saying that they're out because they have a chance to make playoffs now.
Well, I'm saying way back when everyone counted them out without like they were awful.
Well, I think they counted it out because they didn't have Tua. Tua knew if he came back, he could have led them to the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's like there wasn't much there to hope for. Like, why did he come back and risk it? Like,
Yeah, but all right. One more, and then we're gonna head on over to Tank. In or we out? DJ Moore will ask for a trade during the offseason.
I'm in.
yeah,
I think with how he looks after every single game, he can't stand being there anymore. And I
He
think it's
really
he
can't.
liked having Justin Fields, and he does not like Caleb Williams as his quarterback. And I think he's mad that the Bears just gave up on Fields.
I
I mean, I,
think,
I agree. I feel like the Fields saga thing, giving up on him was a bad call in my opinion. I'm not saying Fields was great in Chicago, but I feel Fields was a lot better there. They could have definitely tried to build a team around Fields, and so no, I agree. Moore is definitely going to ask for a trade somewhere to a team.
and even if he can't find a trade partner or a suitable trade, they'll eat the cap space. I think they'll just part ways. Like, I think they'll
Oh,
Especially
just.
so you think
with
they'll release him?
well, I don't know if they would release him because I think Keenan Allen only had a 1 year deal with them.
Yeah, but
So if
I feel
Keenan
like
walks, I don't think you just give up on Moore too, and then you're left with a Dunze.
yeah, but new regime, they're not gonna. They don't care about any holdovers.
I think if anything, because what they lost their second round pick this year, they might just use him as trade bait to move up in the draft or get another pick.
Yeah, and
Because
I
I
mean
think
he
they could
is still
easily
a
get a
top.
second for him.
Well, I mean you see what receivers are going for nowadays: six
Well,
rounds, seventh round. So yeah, so
well, I mean that's Hopkins. He's getting up there in age.
yeah.
I'm saying even the trade, he still hasn't looked particularly the greatest. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna send it on over to the guy you voted on who had the best segment, Tank, with that catch though, Tank. Send it away, Tank.
Welcome to this week's episode of That Catch, though.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We have my that catch though. I actually have a different kind of take on it this week. I got three honorable mentions and three nominees. We'll get into my three honorable mentions. I have Amari Cooper from the Buffalo Bills. I have Garrett Wilson from the Jets, and I have DK Metcalf from the Seahawks. We'll get right into my actual nominations. The first one is Akello Witherspoon from the LA Rams. Here's the video.
The end zone, up in the air, and intercepted.
Video number two comes from none other than the Philadelphia Eagles player Grant Calcaterra. Here's the video.
In the pocket, lines up and throws it deep. Calcaterra.
And number three comes from the Denver Broncos player Marvin Mims Jr. Here's the video.
Anarumo saying, get over the top of Sutton. Burden the block. Outside the pocket, Nix has been terrific. Doubled.
And the winner goes to not Pat's team, the Broncos, Marvin Mims. Congratulations.
All right. I don't even know how you could have chose between that. I felt Mims and Akello. It was like neck and neck.
Dude, like I said, I straight up asked you all, I have six nominees. What do I do? Like, yeah, I got some from you and I got some from myself, but it's like, holy crap. Like, this is
Well,
too
and then
complicated.
like there was two really good catches yesterday. Jefferson had one, and there was somebody else I can't remember, but they didn't completely catch them. And I was like, dang, that would have won.
Oh, yeah. Oh, which there was one I saw yesterday. I think it was, which game was I watching?
I
The
think it
four
was in the
o'clock game.
I was saying I think the Washington game they had a really nice one, and they like smacked the ball out at the last second, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, there was a 4 o'clock game that I was watching. I can't
Well,
remember
the
which
only
game it
4 o'clock
was.
was Packers and Green Bay, or if you got Miami and Cleveland.
That
Yeah, it was the
Jefferson
Green Bay game.
one, the Jefferson one down the field to like the 40, but there was a flag where he went
I
up
think
and got it
so.
with like his forearm.
No, I was talking about the one where he like jumped and one-handed it, but when he brought it in, the guy slapped it out of his
Okay.
hand. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
like
was.
midfield. He one-handed it, and the guy just like slaps it out.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, how do you not hold on to that? But,
But
ladies and
here's the
gentlemen,
thing.
we also are recording on Monday, so if a big catch happens on Lions and Niners, we won't be able to put it in there.
Here's the thing. Nobody has won twice on my that catch though. So we'll
Oh,
see how
well,
week 18 happens.
then I'll uh I'll say stuff when we get to my segment. But all right, are we in or we out? The Patriots have the worst receiving core in the league.
Uh,
You got
who is all?
Keyshawn Boutte, Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk. There's somebody else who's kind of
I
Kendrick
won't say
Bourne.
I'm in on this because I mean I had to ask you who all was on their wide receiver core. It's
The biggest thing is they drafted two receivers this year, and combined the two of them have 12 yards.
how like
Because
I'm not
the
saying
one
how
guy
it is like,
doesn't have a catch.
but how like
I don't know. I don't know how you because I think one was a third round pick and one was a fourth round pick or something like that. I'm trying to
I'd
think.
be I'd be highly upset if I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know,
But I mean,
I would have said Raiders, but Jacoby Myers is like lights out compared to everybody on the Patriots combined.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it's like, do you compare one by one or like, I guess if one team has someone better than anyone else, like, okay, never
say
mind.
because I was thinking Cardinals, but I think Marvin Harrison Jr. takes out all of the
Yeah,
Patriots.
well, I was thinking
yeah,
Panthers, but Adam
Adam
Thielen is
Thielen,
probably
yeah.
better than all of them
that's
too.
what I was gonna say is
Well,
Carolina, but then
and
I thought about it.
Coker's kind of been doing pretty good recently.
And it's not like Legette's awful,
Yeah.
but
Um.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I'd
they
say the way
could
that I think.
maybe the Giants.
No, I think Giants have at least past the 20. Like they have the top 20. Because I mean, Malik
Mm,
Neighbors is over 1,000 yards. Wandale, I think, is at like 700. Slayton has his games.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm going in on this.
Yeah.
Actually, minus CD, it could be Dallas.
No, I'm
Just kidding.
sorry,
No,
Brandon Cooks.
they have a lot of talent. It just did not work out too
Look, if
well.
we roll it back 4 years, then Dallas has a great receiving core. You know, Brandon Cooks in his prime, Cavante Turpin looking pretty good in college.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't. And because if the Steelers didn't have George Pickens, I'd probably throw Steelers in there. But Pickens outranks it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you got? Mike Williams up there too. So I mean,
Well, Mike Williams hasn't done anything since being traded.
Yeah, he
I
was a
mean,
Justin Herbert product.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody thought the Chargers was going to have a bad, but McConkey's showing that he's ready.
yeah,
I
I
love
love that
that.
last name. I love. I'm sorry, I just love that last name, McConkey.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody other than the Patriots. But all right, here we go, Pat. Time for to hear from you. Go on and on and on. In or we out? Saquon Barkley will beat the rushing record next week. I'm
I'm
in.
actually going to be in.
I'm in. It's against the Giants, one. And two, I think as soon as he hits it, he's benched the rest of the game. It's
Yeah,
not like, oh, we're going to put him in there for the whole game. As soon as he hits it, they're taking him out
Yeah, I
but
think
here's the thing: how quick is he going to hit it?
maybe
before
first half.
halftime. I would say
I think
before half.
they might give him 25 carries in the first half.
Well, okay, so against the Colts, Jonathan Taylor ran 22 times and had 106 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think if the Colts can do it in one half, Eagles definitely can do it in
I'm
one half.
projecting first half he'll have like 13 for 87, and he'll have to get like 3 carries into the second half.
Now, I'm predicting first half he's gonna have 19 carries and he's gonna have like 103.
And
And then
I'm
the
just
going.
second
I'm
half
going to
they're not gonna
go.
put him in.
I'm going to go
it,
20. I'm going to go 21 carries for 104 yards.
Or here will be the poetry in motion. The Giants will punt the ball down it at the 2 yard line. First play, Saquon just takes it.
yeah, yeah,
And then they're just done with him the rest of the game.
yeah.
No, I definitely think Saquon, because I also think Saquon's MVP this year. Like I said it in our group chat yesterday, the last running back to win MVP was Adrian Peterson, and he was what, 9 yards short from the record or something like that.
Yeah.
And he won MVP. Saquon is going to break the record. There's no way you can't put him at MVP.
I, yeah,
Yeah.
I think him only needing like 101 is golden because like if it was the 134 that he needed to average over the 2 games, like if he would still need 134, say, like I don't think he would or they would try. But the fact that it's only 100, I think they feel pretty confident they can do that.
Yeah, because I think it's like what, 94 exactly is how much he needs to tie. No, it's 100 to tie, 101 to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
101.
I think
So
he'll get like
let's.
113 and then they'll take him out.
I say he's going to get 104 and 20 carries first half. It's going to actually he's going to be done with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. There's going to be 3 minutes left, and he hit it, and they're done. They pulled him for the rest of the game.
I think it'll be like 20 seconds left in the first half, and he'll pass where he needs to be, and he'll just sit down, and they'll take a field goal and go into halftime. But all right, now this one it's going to be a little different because we don't know how the Lions play tonight and how they look. But in or we out, the Vikings will win next week and claim the number 1 spot. I want to say I'm in just because
I
of all
mean,
the injuries with
That's what
Detroit.
I was going to say. I think they do because of the injuries. Detroit is hurting this year, and it sucks to see it.
yeah.
But I don't think
And
they can recover from all the injuries that they got. They got
I
what 13 players on just defense alone.
Yeah, but I mean Miami released um Shaq Barrett. I don't know why Detroit hasn't jumped on to pick him up.
I thought he went back to Tampa Bay.
I didn't see any signings for him. Maybe he did. But I know that Miami said they wouldn't release him, and then they decided that they were going to release him afterwards, and I was like, okay. Oh, yep, Buccaneers signed 2 days ago.
I thought he.
All right, so never mind on that. But
See,
yeah,
I actually knew something ahead of you. Woohoo!
I want to say that I'm in, but I also feel Minnesota's struggled the past 2 games.
well, they owned Green Bay. They just kind of let it slip away there in the fourth.
Yeah.
Green Bay decided to
Yeah.
do something. But I think when it comes down to like one game, I think Minnesota will win this week. But ultimately, say like it'd probably come back down to a Minnesota Detroit playoff game then in the divisional.
No.
Like if the
Well, no,
three
because you got
seed
two
beats the
versus
six
seven,
and the
three,
two beats
three,
the
six,
seven,
four,
Okay,
five.
yeah. Because
I,
whoever it'll be Tampa or Falcons that would then have to place the 5.
yeah,
And if
and
6 and 7
well,
lose,
yeah,
then
one
yeah,
of
it'd be
them has
five
to
and
face
one.
Detroit or Minnesota. That's terrible. Like, no, thank you.
So
So we already guarantee you that the NFC North is definitely playing 3 times.
Maybe. I mean,
no, I'm not going to guarantee that. I mean, we'll get
yeah,
into it next week when we do our wild card picks.
yeah.
But who's the 3 seed right now? It's
Whoever's
the
in the
Rams.
Rams.
seat,
The
yeah.
Rams would then play Packers. I think Packers could do it. The Rams have been looking awful. I don't know how they're sneaking in there. So
Could be
I'd say I
Seattle.
think Green Bay could do it. So then it would be Green Bay and Lions or Vikings, and then I'll get into wild card next week.
Well, I
But
mean,
Yeah, best
well,
thing. Just
actually,
stop.
Tim that does guarantee his prediction because he said NFC North matchup 3 times, so it would still count.
oh yeah, I guess so. Unless
Unless
Washington
Washington,
pulls it
Green Bay.
off
Yeah, yeah,
and Green Bay loses.
yeah.
Say if Green Bay and whoever becomes the fifth seed loses, and then Washington wins, then yeah, there's the possibility that we won't get 3 times.
Well, so that means even NFC East is playing 3 times this year
Well, yeah,
because Philly's going to be number
no matter
7.
what, they're playing 3 times.
Yeah,
But I
I
said
mean,
number 7
yeah.
and number 2 are Philly
Yeah,
and Washington, and they've already played each other twice,
yeah,
so they're going to play against each other.
yeah. And it's
Mind
just
blown.
how it be. Sometime it how it be.
It sucks. I don't want to play.
I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for
I don't.
the whole.
I'd
I'm
rather
waiting
have
for one
like
whole
the 5 seed
division.
somehow and have to play.
Tank, you want me to blow your mind even more?
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Say Detroit gets the 1 seed. Minnesota's 5,
Yes.
Green Bay 6. Green Bay goes on to
Yes.
face Detroit. Green Bay loses,
Okay.
Detroit goes on. Minnesota goes on to beat Philly. It's Green Bay, it's Detroit versus Minnesota. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. That's 4 times that the NFC North would face. Wow, your mind's blown now.
It is.
All right. Well,
I'm just
speaking
waiting
of
for a whole
all this,
division.
speaking
Listen, I'm
of
waiting
all
for a
of
whole
this,
division to get their division plus the 3 wild cards. That's what I'm
I
waiting
don't see
for.
that happening. But we'll go into the last inner we out, which will combine into our playoff talk. Inner we out, Bengals get the final spot.
I'm in. I'm at the way they're playing right now. I think they do need help. They need what
They
Denver to
need Miami
lose
to lose,
and Miami
they
to
need
lose.
and Denver to lose, and they have to win. If Denver
Yeah.
wins, they automatically are in. But if Denver loses and Miami wins, Miami's in. Miami
And if
plays
they
the
all
Jets.
lose, Denver's in.
Yeah. Miami plays the Jets. Denver plays the backups for KC, what we're assuming. And then the Bengals have the Steelers, which the Steelers are going to play pretty hot because if the Steelers lose, they would be moved to 6, and then they'll have to face Baltimore.
Off a 4-game losing
Oh, so
streak.
then I'm definitely out. I'm going to be out on this.
Yeah, I'd say I'm
Yeah.
out. I think Denver has it.
The other matchups are too favorable. Hey, Carl Wentz is supposed to play a half, okay? You watch out for him out there.
Yeah.
All right. The Broncos won't know what hit them, but all of a sudden it comes down to the freaking Dolphins having to play the Jets. And the Dolphins are likely going to squeak into the playoffs. That way we get to see a first round Buffalo Miami playoff game again where Buffalo probably wins 48-0.
I don't know
Lovely.
because I don't think Tua is going to play this week either.
It doesn't matter. Snoop Huntley looked like a god out there.
Did he though?
He
Did you
couldn't
say
miss.
Snoop Huntley?
That's his nickname.
Well, yeah, but that's what I wanted to make sure he said.
He couldn't miss. Pull up the stats.
I mean, he finally figured out how to get to Tyreek.
Somebody, finally.
Yeah, but I mean, he also played Cleveland. I mean, when DTR gives the ball back 18 times.
Well, they get to play the Jets this week, and if Aaron Rodgers isn't on his prime ayahuasca, he'll be mediocre again.
Well, if he doesn't pull himself out to put Tyrod in.
Well, with that being said, we're going to shoot right over to Tim with his segment of Have a Day. Take it away, Tim.
Thank you. So when I'll say it at the end. But for the first nominee, we have 11 catches, 131 yards, 3 touchdowns, but a fumble, and the game-winning catch in overtime. We got Mr. T. Higgins. Next up, we got the man who gets nominated all the time. 27 attempts, 147 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 catches for 18 yards. Mr. King himself, Derrick Henry. And your winner, and in no way is this bias, 7 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, and screwing himself out of the first pick in the draft. Mr. Malik Neighbors, have a day.
Well,
Hey,
we got one more week to possibly link up somehow, some way.
Look, dude, there was a great Malik Neighbors catch, and I was thinking maybe we could have done it. But well, no,
Told you
because
to tell your people.
we have playoffs still.
I told you to tell your people to get with my people, and maybe we'll figure something out.
But
We'll slide some money together.
last night I went through and I did all of my have a days. I watched all of our videos to remember who all I've nominated and who all, and I did tally up who all has been nominated the most, and I only have one repeat guy. But I will not tell you guys these because there may or may not be an end of the season Jeopardy that I'm going to do to you guys to help you guys get points towards your picks because I think I have like 30 more than you guys right now. All right, Pat, now, do we have some new rankings? I know you've been putting the Giants at 32 recently, and the Giants just obliterated the Colts. So,
well,
new team at 32?
see, at this
Vegas
part of the
Raiders.
season, I'm so focused on the wild card hunt and everything that I kind of forget about the bottom half of the league. I don't think
I
I've
got Raiders at
updated that
32.
little list I have of the bottom 3 in like 4 weeks.
Why would you
But
have the Raiders at 32 when they've won 2 games in a row now?
They still suck.
I
I don't
put
know.
the
I put Jags
Patriots.
down there too.
I put
yeah,
Jags won 2 games in a row.
I'd probably put the Titans.
I was about to say Tennessee or the Patriots.
But Drake May looks a lot better than the quarterbacks of the Titans, so I would probably put them above the Titans slightly. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and then you got the
Well,
Browns
I know
down
we're.
there.
Hey, I know we're gonna have one
yeah,
fan. I know we're gonna have one fan say that, Pat, you're wrong about the Titans. Tim
oh,
knows who I'm talking about.
Well, hey, my brother's a Titans fan, but he would agree with you, Pat.
I'm not talking about
well,
him. I'm talking about
I
somebody
know.
else.
But all right, who we got sneaking in the top 10? Does Seattle hold their own after putting up 6 points?
no,
No.
Seattle will never grace the top 10 again.
What if they
Um,
make playoffs?
12 teams, 14 teams make playoffs actually, and they
No,
won't
they
get back.
can't make playoffs.
No,
No.
Yeah,
no, they're not eliminated yet.
yes, they
It,
are. With Washington winning, that allowed it
oh
the
yeah,
Rams by strength of
they got
schedule.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
they're
Yeah.
actually, before we jump into your power rankings, last spot in the NFC. We did the AFC, last spot in the NFC. It's between the Buccaneers and between the Falcons. The Bucks have to lose and the Falcons have to win, or if the Bucks win, they're in. Bucks playing the Saints, Falcons playing the Panthers. I'm saying Bucks because I think the Falcons lose to the Panthers.
Here's my question real quick. How many more yards does what's his name need to get
Mike
1,000?
Evans, 85? Yeah, 85.
It's happening.
He has
It's happening.
915.
So yeah, he's going to hit the 1,000, and the Bucks will win, and they'll get in.
But they're playing the Saints, and the Saints just lost to the Raiders. And the week before that, the Packers absolutely obliterated them and had a shutout. So yeah, I think that Tampa wins, and yeah, I think Mike Evans can do it.
be nice. Yeah, I think Tampa wins. I don't think Atlanta deserves to make playoffs. So
No.
Yeah, they just wasted Kirk Cousins and all that money.
yeah,
They're thinking
But
about releasing him.
yeah, I saw that. No team wants him with that kind of money. Giants did with
No.
Daniel Jones. But all right, Pat, who's sneaking in? Who's falling out?
um,
Previewing.
yeah. I mean, I guess
Vikings still at 1.
yeah. Vikings will still be. I think the top 4 stayed the same. Maybe top 5. I forget. I know the Packers lost, so they'll drop a little bit. I might have the Ravens jump the Commanders just off of eye tests. I mean, I think they're probably overall a little bit better.
I
So
put Baltimore like 6 where Packers just were.
yeah. Um,
I put Packers at 8,
oof,
7 or 8.
I don't know. The Chargers will probably move. I don't know. They,
Chargers, I think definitely above Packers.
I don't know. I think the Packers are a little bit sputtering right now, but God, when they're in groove, they're so good. So I don't feel the same about the Chargers. I feel like they're good, but
See,
not
and here's the other thing. What's the chance of the Lions actually losing tonight? And then your whole list crumbles because the Lions are dropping.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, no, I think yeah, I mean even if they lost, I don't think they'd fall below where they are. That's the only thing because I
Weren't
don't
they
think
fifth?
yeah, because I mean maybe Baltimore would jump them, but I don't think anyone else is better than the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
actually I know somebody who's better than the Lions.
who?
The Fresh Takes podcast.
What are you talking
Oh
about,
yeah,
dude? I got a
yeah.
bum ass knee that as soon as we snap the ball, I'd crumble and
Listen, if I'm
You're
playing
just gonna be the
right
cheerleader. What are you
tackle or
talking about?
whatever against an injured Aiden Hutchinson, he's gonna get 87 sacks.
I was about to say
And
I'd be in the backfield or running back, the ball would go to me, my knee would give out, Pat would throw a ball 18 yards down the field and hit the wrong guy, and Tank,
hey,
you'd run a
listen,
3 yard slant and get winded afterwards.
my gout would
Hey, give me
actually.
give me at least 5 yards. Give me at least 5.
Yeah, so I think maybe we'd be ranked 31st. I think we're better than the Titans.
I don't think there's any one thing I could do better than any one person on any NFL team. But like, and that includes non-football related activities, like anything.
You're telling
Well,
me
I,
you
I
couldn't
can
run
tell
out there
you
and
you
grab the tee
lose
better than anybody else?
you lose to Tyreek Hill for having children.
I
I'm
don't
definitely
know.
not better. I'm definitely not better than Tyreek at having kids.
I don't know. There's some people I see out there who get the tees and they kind of flop getting the tee. I think you
I,
could.
they don't got the right crouch down when they're going. They bend too fast and they start to wobble.
They run too fast, hit the brakes, and bend down at the same time, and the momentum just sends them.
I actually
Yeah.
I record NFL games just to go back and watch footage of the T runners.
For when the Olympics call and they need somebody.
There you go.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, comment down below your favorite part. Tell us if you think somebody in Tank segment or my segment got snubbed. And one more week, and then we'll be talking playoffs, and we'll cut the in and outs, and we'll go straight to playoff talk.
Playoffs.
So on to you, Pat.
Um, quick shout out to Teddy Bridgewater. Congrats on a high school championship and then coming back and being a backup for maybe a Super Bowl winning
Yeah,
team.
imagine
Pretty
they
cool.
win the Super Bowl.
That'd be a nice story. And I've always loved Teddy Bridgewater. Always had unfortunate circumstances.
I agree on that
It's a shame.
statement.
It's a shame. All right, on you, Tank.
You can follow us. Oh, by the way, I hope you all had a great Christmas and Happy New Year. So, yeah, you can follow us on the X, good old AKA FKA Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and the YouTube. And listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Other than that, I hope y'all are enjoying the hot takes that are being dropped out on TikTok and the Instagram. Other than that, yeah. Again, Happy New Year, and I will see y'all next week. Thank you out. Peace, y'all.
Bye, everybody.